Hello dear students, welcome back to my science class. Today I am going to teach you the topic combustion and flame. So let's start. Today we are going to learn definition of combustion, combustible and non-combustible substance, conditions necessary for combustion, how do we control fire, and types of combustion. So let's start. Definition of combustion. The chemical process in which a substance reacts with oxygen to produce heat is called combustion. We know burning is not possible without oxygen, and when anything burns that reacts with oxygen, and it's always a chemical change. So the definition of combustion is the chemical process in which a substance reacts with oxygen to produce heat. The substance which undergoes combustion is called combustible substance. It is also called a fuel. The fuel may be solid, liquid or gas. Sometimes light is also produced during combustion either as a flame or as a glow. So heat will always produce during combustion. Sometimes light is also produced as a flame or as a glow. Combustible and non-combustible substances. Substances which burn in air to produce heat and light are called combustible substances. There are plenty of examples like wood, coal, charcoal, kerosene, petrol, diesel, liquefied petroleum gas, compressed natural gas, etc. On the other hand, the substances which do not burn easily are called non-combustible materials or substances like iron, glass, etc. So depending upon whether the substance can undergo easy combustion or not, we can differentiate the substances into two types: combustible and non-combustible substances. Now we have to learn what are the conditions necessary for combustion. First of all, air. We know without oxygen, combustion or burning cannot take place. Next is ignition temperature. What is it? The lowest temperature at which a substance catches fire. In order to undergo burning, a substance must reach a specific temperature. That is known as its ignition temperature. So it is very important that we should mention the lowest temperature at which a substance catches fire is known as is ignition temperature, and it is also a very important and essential condition for combustion to take place. And number 3 and last is fuel or combustible substance. If you do not have a combustible substance, combustion will not take place. If the air is present, then also. So these three are the conditions that are necessary for combustion to take place. Now we will see one by one the conditions necessary for combustion to take place. First, air is necessary for combustion. To do this, we have fixed a lighted candle on the table. Follow figure A. Put a glass chimney over the table and rest it on a few wooden blocks in such a way so that air can enter the chimney. As we have made the setup in experiment A. Observe what happens to the flame. Now remove the blocks and let the chimney rest on the table as the arrangement we have done in figure B. Again observe the flame. Then put a glass plate over the chimney. Observe the flame again. That is in C. So what we will observe in these three cases? First, the candle burns freely in A because air enters the chimney from below. Second, the candle stops burning in B because air does not enter the chimney from below. Now you may ask question that ma'am, air can enter through the top. But children, we have to remember that from the top hot air is escaping. So air cannot enter from the top. Air has to enter through the bottom. So there is no path so that fresh air can enter and the candle extinguishes. In figure C, the candle doesn't burn in because the air is not available because we have closed the top of the chimney as well. This shows that air is necessary for burning. Next is ignition temperature. The minimum temperature at which a substance catches fire and burns is called its ignition temperature. So while defining ignition temperature, we have to mention the term the minimum temperature. A substance will not catch fire and burn if its temperature is lower than its ignition temperature. So if we take a burning matchstick and hold it near a wooden door, the door will not start burning. The reason is simple, because it will not reach its ignition temperature. So a substance will not catch fire and burn if its temperature is lower than its ignition temperature. Different substances have different ignition temperature. Example, the ignition temperature of kerosene is less than the ignition temperature of wood. That's why kerosene catches fire very easily. So, we will keep it in mind, the substance which ignition temperature is very low, they catches fire very easily. So, this substance are known as inflammable substances. Example, petrol, alcohol, LPG, CNG, etc. So, the lower the ignition temperature, the substance will catch fire the faster. Now, here is another example. Can you boil water in a paper cup? Such thing apparently not possible, but boiling water in a paper cup is not as hard as it looks. If you held the cup at an appropriate distance from the flame, the water in the paper cup should eventually boil. Now question may arise on your mind, how? As the water heats up, it conducts heat away from the paper, preventing the paper from reaching that crucial temperature that is known as ignition temperature of the paper. So, the water takes away the heat from the paper and cannot let the temperature of the paper to reach up to its ignition temperature. So, water start boiling and paper cup doesn't catch fire. Okay. Heat also continues escaping via steam that's created when the water boils. So in this way, we can simply boil water inside the paper cup. But we have to keep it in mind, if water is not there and you held the paper cup on the fire, it will catch fire very easily, because it will reach its ignition temperature at once. So now some of the questions are there in Bozo's mind, maybe in your mind too. So let us try to answer those. When the clothes of a person catches fire, the person is covered with a blanket to extinguish fire. Why? I hope all of you are thinking the same answer which I am going to give you. Yes, you are right, because we do it so that we can cut off the supply of oxygen. Oxygen is one of the most important reason for ignition to take place, combustion to take place. So if we cut off oxygen supply, the person will be saved. Next, can you burn a piece of wood by bringing a lighted matchstick near it? I hope you already have got the answer that we cannot do this, because lighted matchstick is not enough to get the wood reach at its ignition temperature. So it will not start burning. Why do you have to use paper or kerosene oil to start fire in wood? Yes. Now, for this we are supplying wood considerable temperature so that it can reach up to its ignition temperature and can start burning. So, we have known what are the conditions necessary for combustion to take place. Now also we have to know how do we control fire. Fire can be controlled by removing any one or more of these conditions. If we cut off supply of oxygen, the fire will extinguish. If there is no fuel or combustible substance at all, there is no cause of fire to take place. And if the substance cannot reach up to its ignition temperature, then also the fire can be extinguished. So fire can be controlled by removing one or more of these conditions. A fire extinguisher cuts off the supply of air or brings down the temperature of the fuel or both and controls the fire. See a fire extinguisher, I am sure you must have seen this. In your school, in shopping malls, everywhere you can see this kind of fire extinguisher. Methods of controlling fire by using water. Water is the most common fire extinguisher. You may have experienced it that we use water to extinguish fire. It can be used only when materials like wood, paper, etc. are on fire. Because by applying water, simply we are lowering down the temperature so that substance are not able to reach its ignition temperature. Water cannot be used if electrical equipments are on fire, because water conducts electricity and can harm those trying to put out the fire. Even water cannot be used to put out oil and petrol fires, because we know density of oil and petrol is lesser than water, so they will float on the water and our purpose will not be served. So what we can do in these two cases? If the fire catches by any electrical equipment or by oil or petrol, we can use carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is the best fire extinguisher to put out fire caused by inflammable material like oil, petrol and electrical equipment. Carbon dioxide is heavier than air, so it covers the fire and cuts off the supply of oxygen and puts out fire. Carbon dioxide is stored at high pressure as liquid in cylinders. Chemicals like sodium bicarbonate, potassium bicarbonate, this produce carbon dioxide near the fire. So they just cover the fire like a blanket. Do not let the oxygen reach up to the fire so that fire extinguishes. Types of combustion. There are three main types of combustion. What are those? Rapid combustion, spontaneous combustion and explosion. We will learn what these three types of combustions are. First, rapid combustion. Rapid combustion is combustion in which a substance burns rapidly and produces heat and light with the help of external heat. That means you have simply understood that these are inflammable substances. If we supply it with heat, it catches fire very easily, like burning of LPG. Spontaneous combustion is combustion in which a substance burns spontaneously and produces heat and light without the help of external heat. So here we do not supply them with any external heat. Spontaneously they catches fire and start burning. Like phosphorus burns spontaneously at room temperature. So you know what we have to do? We have to keep them under water, so that we can cut off the supply of oxygen. Next type of combustion is explosion. Is a combustion in which a substance burns suddenly and produces heat, light and sound with the help of heat or pressure. Example, explosion of crackers on applying heat or pressure. I hope you have understood this part very well. In our next video, we will discuss about flame and different type of fuel. Thank you.